Hi, I'm Diana Upton-Hill.
And I'm Erica Good.
Welcome to Dutch Country Kitchen. Thank you so much for coming over again today.
Yeah.
I am really excited about this segment because, first of all, I'm really hungry right now. So, like, seeing all of the ingredients, smelling the prep that's already happened, it's really exciting for me.
Yes.
But also I know what's to come will be even better. So, I believe we're going to be making some Sunday dinner pieces today, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, what are we going to start with?
So we're going to be making a chocolate symphony cake here and a salad, and this can be made ahead of time, and then when you are actually doing the meal, you can make your stuff that has to be made right before you eat it or whatever.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about the cake itself. What
this
makes
is
it
like
the chocolate symphony cake?
Yeah, this is a family classic of my husband Levi's. His mom would make it, and the one time she took it to potluck, and Levi said, the preacher's wife, Gail, she was like oohing, ahhing over it, and she said, "This is so good, it's almost sinful." It's just funny because it was the preacher's wife.
And this is actually the cake that you made for my husband Justin, right?
Yeah, for his birthday.
Oh, it was so good. Yes, yes.
Yeah, and my daughters, Catherine and Kendra, they both requested it this year. They're like, "Mom, that's what I want for my birthday." So
Great.
It's not really a kid's cake, but they loved it, so.
Oh, well, they have good taste.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, what's our first step?
Well, first of all, we preheated the oven to 350, and then we need to grease and flour our cake pans. And it's a layer cake, so we need 3 of these.
Great.
And you just have some shortening here and go well along the sides. You have to grease it well so they come out nice.
Yeah, you want to make sure every part is covered.
Yeah.
Huh? Okay.
If they're breaking apart while you're trying to assemble it, it's not fun. You can see my pans are well loved here.
More love in the cake that way.
Yep. Go along the sides well and kind of make sure you get it in the corner. And this doesn't really stick to the cake or anything when you're done.
Great.
Then we need to flour it, so you just pour flour in there, get them out. And you just kind of make sure the flour and the shortening makes the flour stick on.
Oh, and I like that then you're dumping it into the next one.
Yeah.
So
Economical, you know?
great. Any particular type of flour that you like to use, like a whole wheat or bleached, or is there a particular kind that works best for this?
Just a normal unbleached flour works good. I mean, you can use a cake flour if you want, whatever you. Okay, so these are all ready to go. You want to set them over there for me? We'll get started on the cake.
Sure thing.
So we dump in the Swiss chocolate cake mix, some oil, and vanilla pudding.
That pudding, I had a recipe for cookies in high school that I always added pudding mix to, and it made them so great. So
Yeah,
moist.
and so this has the pudding and buttermilk,
Wow.
which makes it extra spongy and delicious. And some eggs. Okay, and now we're just gonna mix this up, and it'll be ready to put in the pans.
Wow, you haven't even baked this thing and it already looks sinfully delicious.
Yep. And I know some stuff you make, you're just supposed to fold together or lightly mix, but cake mix needs to be well mixed for its optimum benefits. All right, so now I'm just gonna kind of guesstimate and divide this into 3 different pieces here.
Equal layers.
Yep.
I would have a hard time not eating the entire cake, I think.
Yeah, I know. It makes 16 slices, but I'm not sure that it serves 16.
Yeah, in my house it would be maybe 10.
Yeah. Yeah, smooth this out a little bit.
And I love that you're turning the pan as you go.
Yeah,
helps
makes
you
it
to-
easier to smooth it out. My mother-in-law, since there's a smaller family now or whatever with their children gone, she'll make this in like bread pans, and then she can make 2 little ones and, you know, and freeze the other part so she can make 2 meals out of the same.
You can really
ingredient.
modify it for whatever your needs
Yeah.
are. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Very good.
we'll go ahead and pop these in the oven. Yep. Okay, thank you.
Go.
Okay, now these just need to bake for 25 to 30 minutes, and I'll show you how to tell if they're done or not. when
Perfect.
the time
So
comes.
should we move on to the next step while we
Yeah.
do that? Perfect. What will we be preparing next?
Next, we'll do the frosting for it.
Oh, lovely.
So good, and that you can eat if you don't have to bake.
Perfect. All right, so we've got the frosting up next, right?
Yes.
Perfect. So tell
Yeah.
me about the ingredients that you're using for the frosting.
Well, we have, first of all, we had to mix in cream cheese and some sugar.
And have you already softened this cream cheese, or did it
Yeah.
come right out? Okay.
Yep, it needs to be softened. And you mix this together first, then your other stuff gets mixed in better by itself or whatever. This is the most amazing part of the frosting. This is a chocolate symphony bar chopped up, and it's gonna be like a candy bar inside the
Oh my
frosting.
goodness.
So that is what makes the cake, I think. So
And it takes the cake.
So I'll go ahead and mix this up, and then we'll add the rest.
Great. So how do you know when you're done with this mixing part?
Well, as you can see, it looks very creamy, soft, and now we just need to add some powdered sugar and finish that up. And this is how a normal frosting is normally, like these 3 ingredients, but this has Cool Whip and candy bar in it too.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll add this.
Do you have any good mixing tips? Because this is always something I kind of struggle with when I use a mixer, an electric, is, you know, do I put it in while it's on? Do I put it in, then turn it on? You know, can you give any tips like that about using an electric mixer?
Well, don't pull it out when it's on. It splatters everywhere. Yeah, usually you put it in, then turn it on, and start at low speed and then work your way up to higher speed. Okay, would you want to put a couple scoops of Cool Whip in?
Sure thing.
Yeah, probably put about half of it in.
Okay, sure. We'll just do this then. How's
Yeah,
that?
perfect.
How's that?
Good. Okay, we'll just kind of mix this up and then add the rest. Okay, you want to put the rest in for me?
Sure thing.
This Cool Whip is what makes the cake so light and fluffy. So we're just gonna mix the rest of this in and then add the candy bars. All right. There we are.
And the
Would
lucky
you-
person gets to lick the beaters, right?
Yep. My kids at home are always, I mean, I have 3 that can eat them and only 2 beaters, so that's always a quandary
tricky, man.
for the poor
To make
kids.
2 cakes
Yeah.
and use 2 different mixes. Yeah, I think that would make sense.
All right, so do you want to dump in the chocolate.
Sure thing.
Candy
so
bar.
you're using a Symphony bar because this is a chocolate symphony cake,
Yes,
right?
that's right.
You could probably
Exactly.
use about any kind of candy bar, right, to taste. So
Yeah, just chop
why
it
do
up
you
nice.
prefer this one?
This one it's the chocolate symphony bar with almonds and toffee chips. So it just makes it so good and adds a crunch to the frosting that's really light and fluffy.
Nice.
So go ahead and dump it in.
All right.
Fold in
Just
the
the whole
frosting.
thing? Okay. Oh, a little bit hanging out there.
All right.
All right, so did you just say you're folding this in? Okay, tell me about what does that mean? How is folding different than mixing?
Okay, so I just got done mixing together the frosting, and then folding is just a very light. You can use something like this and just kind of lightly put it together so you're not mutilating the frosting or whatever,
Very good.
So,
Looks great.
yeah.
That would give it a nice texture. And is this going between all the layers as
Yeah.
well as? Oh.
Sometimes, a cake is good when there's about more frosting than cake, right?
Yeah, I agree.
So here we are with the frosting and the candy bars inside. Oh,
that
there's our
cake?
timer.
Perfect.
We'll check it and see if it's ready. Okay, let's try this one before we take out all of them.
All right.
So,
So you're gonna test it to make sure it's done?
yeah.
Okay.
So it kind of has the finger bounce back test. See how it's not really just squishing under my finger, but it's nice and fluffy. And if you stick a toothpick in and it comes out and there's not really anything on it, if it's not baked, it'll be all gooey.
Sure.
So
Great.
I think we're ready.
Perfect.
Okay.
Beautiful.
So now while these cool, we can get started on our healthy part of the Sunday
the
lunch.
salad.
Yeah.
Yes, let's go ahead.
All right. Okay, so this is a bacon, avocado, cheese, tomato salad. So you often hear bacon and kale in the same recipe, but we're gonna try it out today. So if you want to go divide these out in 6 different bowls.
Okay, sure
I'll
thing.
start cutting up the avocado.
Just a nice mix of both grains.
Yes.
Perfect. What do you have any good tips for us on the slicing of the avocado or the tomato?
Well, it all depends on your knife. And I absolutely love this knife. It's a special tomato knife. You see how it's kind of has a big serrated
It really
edges
does.
on it?
That's
And
yeah.
sometimes when I'm cutting a tomato, it feels like I'm just like chopping into it and I'm mushing it. But this thing just slices through it amazing. And especially if you're making a whole bunch of salsa in the summer or something, you need a knife that
That does a
cuts
good
well,
job.
yeah. Okay, so we have our ingredients all cut up and we're ready to assemble the salads.
Perfect.
So-
I've got the lettuce and kale in the bowls.
Perfect. Okay, how about I put tomatoes on and then you can arrange maybe 3 slices of avocado on top.
Okay. I feel like I'm playing some sort of like cups game or carnival.
Yeah. Ooh, these look so good. I'm
Perfect.
hungry.
I love that pop of color that the red tomato gives against the green.
Okay, now if you want to put maybe 2 or 3 slices of that on. That looks really good. In our family, often for just a weeknight supper, I put together a salad and I'll put the stuff in different bowls so the children can, just pick out what they want. And sometimes they'll just do cucumbers and bacon and cheese or something,
Cheese always makes everything better.
Yep.
And is this a cheddar cheese or what?
Yep, shredded cheddar cheese. And if you'd like to sprinkle the bacon on top.
Okay. Did you want one without?
Oh, yes,
or-
thank you.
Well, I said cheese makes everything better, but really I meant bacon.
I know, it's amazing. Okay, then to top it all off, we will be making a homemade ranch dressing.
Perfect.
Okay, so I already filled my jar with mayonnaise here, and you just put in about that much ranch powder.
About yay much, right?
Yeah. And then these are fresh chives I got out of my garden. And pour that in.
And you just chop those up finely. Okay.
And then here's some chopped parsley. We're gonna put that in.
Great. Oh, it already smells wonderful.
Yeah, and this fresh greens in it just really makes
Yeah.
it. Now we just need some water in to make it into a dressing. Thank you. Just pour this in here. And then this is called a gravy shaker, but it makes a great dressing shaker.
Great.
So this, so you just shake it together like that.
Build up your muscles this
Yeah.
way, right?
I could about do this for exercise because my husband loves it so much I can hardly buy it anymore. This is all he wants.
Oh, nice. Just keep it stocked in the
Yeah.
fridge, huh?
So we see when you pour it out here, it just comes out nice, so that looks good.
Okay. Great. Done.
Okay, now that the cake is cooled, let's put it together.
Oh, wonderful. So we have to take the cake out of the pans. Is there
Yep.
a good method you could teach us?
Well, you just get a common butter knife and run it along the edges of your pans. And that kind of gets them loose off of the edges. And then with the flour and shortening we put on earlier, that'll help the bottom of it come off easily.
Okay, great.
So we should just be able to hit it off.
Look at that.
Put it down there. Okay, we can get the crumbs later.
Okay.
I'll just go ahead and put some frosting between the layer here.
So are you using something special to spread the icing?
Yeah, this is a cool frosting spreader thing, and it has kind of a serrated edge on the one side.
Oh, okay.
And it works great for putting frosting on circular or large cakes like this.
In comparison to the thickness of the cake, about how high do you want the frosting?
Oh, maybe a third, maybe a fourth. It's not really a big deal. Okay, it's ready for the next one. All right.
Looks like a big sandwich cookie.
Yeah. A really good one.
Yes, it does. So what would happen if we, say, didn't allow the cakes to cool enough?
They'd probably sink and just, yeah, they wouldn't turn out fluffy and nice. All right, let's put on another layer
Ready
here.
for the third one?
Yep. Thank you. I usually try to put the baked on side on the top because then we don't have all these crumbs we're trying to deal with when we're putting the frosting on.
Ah, that's really smart.
Okay, so now I just kind of go along here and brush off the crumbs some.
Again, turning the base, I see that's kind of
Yeah.
a common thing you do to assist yourself on that way.
All right, I think we're ready to make it look beautiful. So first of all, you just kind of put a really thin layer around to get all the crumbs on. And so you don't want crumbs sticking through your frosting.
So you're gonna do the sides first
Yep.
before the top? Okay.
It has all those different layers to kind of seal in. So it's
I love the
more-
contrast of the chocolate cake to the white frosting. It's really nice.
Yeah. And when you're doing this, you don't really have to be particular with this step.
Right all on top.
All right, you can see those yummy candy pieces shining through.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This just seems like the perfect finish to the Sunday dinner, doesn't it?
Yes, it is. I made this for employee Christmas banquets. Everyone Loves
You
it.
said this serves about 16 approximately?
Or 16 slices anyway.
Depends how many slices per person.
Yep. Okay, so now we're gonna put some more frosting on the sides.
Basically trying to make sure you don't see any cake showing through.
Yep. Go up and down motions here.
Now, is this something that you would want to keep refrigerated until it's ready to serve because of the whipped topping?
Yeah, it's good served, you know, cold with a cup of hot coffee is how I like to serve it.
Yeah, that sounds great.
And it's so sweet, it doesn't really need ice cream or anything. It's just delectable all by itself. And if you want to, you can make it look kind of just
Neat.
messy on the top here.
I love how you have to work to make it look messy.
Yeah. Okay, and then we'll swipe off the edges here. Are you hungry?
Definitely.
All right, let's cut this thing up.
Beautifully done.
And there you are.
Oh, thank you. This looks wonderful. Well, thank you for joining me in my kitchen today. And thank you guys for joining us. If you would like to learn about any of the products or get the recipe for this cake, this wonderful cake, or the salad we made earlier, or any of the recipes that we've been featuring on Dutch Country Kitchen, make sure you check out the website dutchcountrykitchen.com. So until next time, see you later.
See ya.